No. After he left, I was out for, they just had me doing little things here and there.
Right.
No, they just had me doing some commentary, and I think I was being punished for a little bit for a while.
For what?
I think I was being punished for a little bit because Franny and I didn't get along, and Franny had a huge tie into the office, and once Lance wasn't there to protect me anymore from the nonsense, that I got a little bit of a backlash.
What started your whole, I guess, problem with Franny?
In my opinion, I think that when Tammy came in, Tammy was here. Okay, and I put her here because she came from WWE.
Right.
Franny was here because she was at the top of ECW. So I'm going to put her a little below Tammy, okay? Franny was so fixed on Tammy coming in and focused because she didn't want her to take her spot, in a sense, like her limelight, that I was not even on the radar. As Tammy and I were working together, of course, I got a huge rub off of Tammy.
Right.
Come on.
It's going to happen.
I'm not ashamed to admit that. I mean, I probably wouldn't have been as successful if I didn't have that first run off of Tammy. Okay? Using her name, using, everything. So as I was creeping up, and then Tammy was having her problems and starting to have a quick downslide, which we all know about.
Right.
And then Franny didn't have to worry about Tammy anymore because Tammy was kind of like very shaky. And now here I came. And now it's like, whoa, here's Franny and Dawn. Where did she come from? And I think that started with a lot of the jealousy. And I don't like to use jealousy. Jealousy is an ugly word. The competitiveness. Why is this girl sharing my limelight? Why is she now equal to where I'm at in stature in the company? And I was due to Tammy. But as Tammy started to fade out in the background through her problems, here I came shining through.
Right.
And that's where a lot of our combativeness came from. See, I'm the type of person where I will work harder in being better at what I do. And there are others that will work hard on trying to get rid of people that may be as good or better than what I do. And it's just two different personalities.
Did anybody ever sit you guys down and try to work things out, or was it something that couldn't be done?
No, it wasn't going to get done. Not because of me.
Right.
Higher office didn't want to, for personal things that were going on behind the scenes.
Right.
They didn't want to confront her. And they had many conversations with me, asking me to just deal with it. Don't go. Don't leave. Because I could have left with Lance.
Right.
There were many times I wanted to leave. But I didn't.
Right.
For many reasons. And she made my life a living hell there. Living hell. There were nights I would go home and cry and cry and cry and cry and be miserable. I didn't want to go back. And then here come Thursday again, and I would just cry even more because I didn't want to go back there. It was bad. But just like Missy did it to me when I was coming up on the Indies, it made me stronger. When it was done to me at ECW and I had to bite my tongue and just take it on the chin, it made me stronger. It made me make myself better. It made me be the person, realize the type of person I didn't want to be, but to be a person of stature and work ethic.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the other guys in the locker room. Just your opinions on them. Let's talk about Taz. Your opinion.
Tommy's Tommy. Tommy's the same all around. Tommy was a non-confrontational personality in our locker room. He loved ECW with every ounce of his heart. I feel, lost a part of his heart when ECW closed, and I don't think he'll ever be the same. I think when ECW closed, it's very much like when someone loses a very big relationship or monumental relationship in their life. I think that when ECW went down, there will forever be a hole in Tommy's heart, and there'll be bitterness.
Did you get along with him because of the whole Franny thing?
Yeah, I did get along with him, but I can't say that I agreed
Right.
with how he was handling it. I could tell you the only person I did not ever get along with at ECW was Franny. I respected and understood where it was coming from, being in the office, but at the same time I was very disappointed, and I felt it should have been handled in a much different way, or should have been addressed. When I'm sitting in a match with someone, so say it was me, Lance, and Scotty, and Franny,
Right.
she would go to Lance and say, can you tell her I'm going to do this? Can you tell it? And I'm standing 2 feet from you. That is not acceptable behavior. That's just down out rude. And
She would call you it?
It, her, it, and she. She, it, and her.
Right.
To my face. So to me, that's an office situation that it should have been handled.
Did any of your catfights get a little bit stiff or out of hand at any time?
That was the only place I can get my revenge back.
Right.
Because I wasn't going to win outside the ring.
Right, right.
So yeah, a lot of our catfights were very real. Very real. Not real, but a little.
Right.
A little.
Right.
A little. Because I'm not going to be disrespectful to the match, and I would never ruin a match.
Right.
Except for the one in Canada.
What happened up there?
You remember the one in Canada? Yeah. You know, it was just like Lance was leaving. Lance had just left. My world was crumbling. Paychecks weren't coming in. Bills were coming in. I was on the verge of a breakdown. I didn't know how to handle everything that was going on, and she just started with her she, it, and her crap, and, you know, rallying the troops and just doing what she did best on a daily basis. And I can remember going in the back down this long hallway, and I was in a corner. I'm just sitting there like trying to pull it together. And I said, Joey Styles, Dawn, what's wrong? Joey, I can't take it anymore. I just can't take it anymore. I'm ready to snap. I'm literally tears in my eyes.
Right.
And he said, you know what, Dawn? He goes, just punch her in the face. Just give it to her.
Right.
He goes, when are you going to learn? He goes, that's when she's going to stop. I was like, but I can't do that because my fiance at the time had a job there.
Right.
We needed the money. We were just trying to get every TV minute and hour under our belt to get to that next stage. You know, it was just kind of, it wasn't just my career anymore. It was someone else's also, because I had Simon there.
Right.
So I walked back, the music's coming on. It was a 3-way dance. Jerry Lynn, Carino, PJ. Just incredible. We were in Canada. And I never took my shoes off when I went to the ring to do spots. Never. You can watch any tape. I never ever did that. I thought that was so cheesy and cheap. And I thought, why don't you just put a sign up, hey, I'm going to do a run-in. You know, hey, I'm taking my shoes off, I'm going to do something.
Right.
I hated that. That was like my biggest pet peeve. And I'm behind the curtain, and I'm watching for my spot. And Paul Heyman's standing right to the side of me. And I take my shoes off. And Paul, being the great observer that he is, he looks at me. You know, just looked at me. And I said, Paul, I love you. I said, I can't take it anymore, and I'm going to beat the crap out of her. I'm done. I said, and you can fire me when I'm done. And he goes, cool. I don't think he thought I would do it. And also I ran out. And Franny and I came in. Put her face first into the ring. I'm sure you have the footage. You could film right after this. And just sat on her, held her down, kept sitting down. She would roll a little bit, sit back out. And I was just, and I can honestly tell you, I was blacked out. I don't even remember.
This is the Toronto fan cam, so
yeah.
I probably won't put the footage on here. I'll make people buy the DVD. So if you go to our website, you got to look up the Toronto. There's only been one of them, so.
Yeah, that's right. You were there, so you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, they pull me off, and the ref's going, "Please, Dawn, come off her, come off her." And I'm like, "No!" I pushed her outside. I hate you. I hate you.
I'm gonna watch her after this.
You know, and then all of a sudden, I remember looking up, and there in the corner is Jerry Lynn, PJ, and Karina shoulder to shoulder like this.
Huh.
What do we do?
Wow.
And finally, I wound up, like, I literally blacked out because it was just so much anger and frustration. I finally came out. I was like, fine. I realized what I was doing. I came back through the curtain, and can I tell you, hand to God, the entire locker room applauded me. They were saying, it's about time. It was about time. You have taken so much from her. So then what happened was I stood behind the curtain, kept my shoes off, because there's no way in God's green earth someone would have done that to me and they weren't getting it as soon as they came back through the curtain. And no, she walked right by me, went in the corner, talked to Tommy.
Things change after that, or is it?
She, from what I understand, well, I know for a fact she was never in the ring with me again.
Right.
And from what I understand, she asks to never be in the ring with me again.
Okay. We talked a little bit about checks bouncing. When was the first time one of your checks bounced?
And then I learned how to wrestle, so that I can go somewhere, go to the next company.
And you had to see Franny again, no problems, I guess. Was it pretty much?
No, there were problems.
What happened?
As always.
What happened at that?
I walk in the building 3 months pregnant. I was huge.
I remember seeing
right from the beginning. I just popped right away.
Right.
And I walk in the room. There's Donna or Electra, a bunch of people. I have my bags in my hand. And I'm going to be polite. It's my locker room. If someone's a guest in my locker room, I'm going to be polite. So I walk over and I say, hello, hey, Donna, da-da-da-da-da. Talk to everyone. There's Franny to the left. And I go to shake her hand. I'm like, hi, Franny, how are you? And as I go to reach my hand out, she goes, pull away. And I grabbed her hand, and I kind of turned her around a little bit, and I said, it's nice to see that you're still the pleasant bitch that you've always been.
Right.
And I got and walked away. But there was no need for that. Actually, I don't think I said bitch. I think I said douchebag. But one of them, same thing. But whatever. But there's no reason for that. Like, we're here working. I don't like you. You don't like me. The entire world knows it. What's the point of that? To try to embarrass me in my own locker room by disrespecting me? What's your point? So I was just done with her, and I went and I told some agents, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to stand for it. No. And honestly, in my opinion, is she only did that because I was 3 months pregnant. She knew I wouldn't punch her in the face.
Right.
Because she wouldn't have pulled that crap. That was the first piece of crap she's ever pulled since Toronto. So, I mean, obviously I'm not going to punch her in the face while I'm pregnant. Whatever. She'll always be what she is, and I'll always be what I am. And
were you surprised you got hired?
No. No. She deserved to be there. She deserved that job. She was a huge part of ECW. She is ECW, and I won't take that away from her. I can see the difference is I can segregate what she is in the industry and what she is as a person, and I don't let them cross.
Right.
She deserved her job there, and she deserved her job at ECW. And no, I wasn't surprised at all.